Be happy. Be happy.
Be happy, Mommy. Be happy, Mommy.
Come on, keep your chill. Enjoy this time.
Smile.
Smile, smile, my darling.
Count your blessings.
Welcome back, mamas. Join us for a heartwarming and hilarious chat with Mindy Sterling. Mindy is a celebrated actress and comedian, best known for her iconic role as Frau Fabisna in the Austin Powers film series. She has built a prolific career in film and television, earning 2 Primetime Emmy nominations. Mindy has appeared in films such as Drop Dead Gorgeous and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. On television, she starred in iCarly, Desperate Housewives, Ant Farm, and The Goldbergs, just to name a few. A talented voice actress, she has lent her voice to The Legend of Korra, Monsters, Inc., Chowder, and the Despicable Me franchise. Mindy shares her journey here, parenting her son, her heart and soul, Max, from navigating his autism diagnosis to celebrating his passions. With humor and honesty, she reflects on motherhood and creativity, and on how she prioritizes being present for her fans at Comic-Con. Tune in for this beautiful celebration of embracing differences and finding joy in life's unique paths. Stay tuned for Mindy.
Fantastic. Hi.
Hi. So nice to meet you, Mindy. Thank you for doing this.
Oh my God. First of all, I love doing these things. And anytime that I can talk about my son and my life is always really special for me. That's what I love about this is the information that you can share, and we're all in this together.
Well, I've been excited about this for I can't tell you how long. I'm so grateful to Alan and Carissa for our friendship and to Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. So Shelly, Mindy, and I, through my brother-in-law, that's how we met. She was on his Vimeo series, Con Man. Your role in that was incredible, by the way. You were so funny. And you were nominated for that, weren't you, for an Emmy?
Well, it was like there were 2 things that I was nominated for. And when it came down to which one do you want? I couldn't make the decision because I would feel horrible that I would say, oh, I want your production and not theirs. So I ended up both being on the ballot.
So brilliant. You are very deserving. My dog is here. My bearded dragon. Sometimes I do the pod record from my girls' room. I rotate.
Mindy, we like to talk about where we are when we record, because it really is like, I'm in the corner of my closet, or like I'm in my attic. Like, we like to talk about where we are. Are you in your home? Where are you?
So I am in my home in Santa Monica, and I am in, I guess it's sort of like a office / bed. I have if somebody needs to stay over or something like that. Yeah. And then I'm here, and I have on top, I've got a fan and a light.
I was going to say that fan is suggesting that it's a little warm there. Are you guys, because I'm in New York.
Yes. No, it's you where I am. If without it, there's just no air coming through. So it's just a little bit of,
giving a tropical vibe, and I love it.
Yes.
Speaking of tropical vibes, you and Max just did a cruise or something like that. I saw.
Max and I did. We did a cruise. Well, first we went to, it was out of Miami because I wanted to see my family, because that's where I was raised, is Miami, Florida. And we did that. And then we ended up going on this cruise to the Bahamas, and it was just a 4-night thing. But we went with some of the most loveliest people. They're like family to us. So to me, it was not so much about the cruise. It was just, we got to be with these people that love Max, that we love. And it was really nice. It was really wonderful. And we got just a lot of loving out of it.
Oh, yes, I saw on Instagram the cabana.
Oh, yes. Me like this. Yes. I thought, okay, well, let's give it a shot.
Oh, I love it. Well, for any of our listeners who are not following you on Instagram, they absolutely should, because your relationship with Max and the videos that you post are just the most heartwarming, endearing, inspiring, funny. I mean, it's just, I feel like I'm in the living room with you, and it's just, your relationship with him is just beyond. He
is, he is the most important thing in my life. And we just started like doing this for a while. And when he was young, he would get annoyed. But now, when I let him know, do you know how many people love you? Do you know how many people love what we do here? And he's so game now about it. You know, it's kind of like, I'll go, okay, I think we need to do a video right now. You go, okay.
That he's on board. Yeah. I love the flower, the one where the video where he's giving you flowers and he talks about you is just, I think that's the one that burst my heart open, because it's like you see how he sees you. And gosh, I mean, what a relationship you guys have. And it is just so, so beautiful. I hope everyone starts to really take a look at this. Listeners of our pod, take a look. It's just beautiful. Mindy, do you travel with Max? Do you and Max travel a lot? Like, is that something you've always done, or?
No, not a lot. I mean, he can stay home, you know, when I'm gone and stuff. If it doesn't serve him, like if I do a Comic-Con, he doesn't want to go. No, it's I guess just that, this year I have done a lot of cons. I think he went with me on one or two, but no, we don't make that. It's not like definitely a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And do you travel a lot for your work?
Just this year was a lot. I mean, I knock on wood, I did a lot of Comic-Cons and I love doing them. I love meeting the people. I love talking to them. I love sharing and making some money. And and so you're there to work. But for me, it is a lot of work because you are on 24/7. Mm-hmm. And so by the time I'm done, I'm exhausted. But I love it so much. So I'm constantly asking, you know, writing to my the agents, hey, what's going on? Anything coming up this week? And like I have 2 so far that are scheduled in February and in March. So I'm trying to get more as the year goes by.
And I also I wanted to ask you one more thing too, that I saw on your Instagram. I wanted to ask about the Parents Lounge.
Oh my God. Okay. So, it's absolutely amazing. I knew one of the guys that, Jamie, who is part of it. And then it was Jason who contacted us and said, hey, would you be a part of this? Because it's these 2 deep men who are funny and incredible people, but they're the ones that watch the kids. So the wives work. And so they're the ones, so they've got all this information about, you know, what it's like to be like the, you know, dad, mom. And they're just wonderful and funny. So every year, I guess they go to this place where they do stand up and they entertain people. And so they asked if Max and I wanted to go. And I was like, yeah, sure. So we had the best time. They love Max. And he was on stage with us and he was talking and giving him an opportunity to be who he is, because, you know, he's on the autistic spectrum, and being okay and knowing that people love him and that he is full of amazing information. And I'm constantly learning things about him and he's learning things about me. And as he's getting older, he just turned 30. It's kind of like, wow, you've really changed. You've really grown up. You've really developed who you are. And I never want to take that away from you. And believe me, early on, it was a struggle for me because I'm a single mom. And my ex left like when he was, maybe Max was like 14 or something like that. So it was pretty much me. I mean, I would do things like, your room's a mess. I want you to clean it. And all the stuff we do as a parent. But I had to finally realize, what's more important? He's never going to be the one that's going to clean everything. He's never going to be this. He's never going to be what I want him to be. And, you know, I had to come to terms with, you are an incredible person. You will do what you do. And so I had to, you know, sort of back off a little. And it's hard. It's hard when I'm clean. I'm a cleaner, you know, so it's hard. And so I'm always saying to him, you know, I will not be coming into your room that often because it triggers me.
Does he find humor in some of that?
Well, I think, he doesn't, I don't know if it's humor so much. He understands because nobody wants their mom to come in every single day going, okay, what is going on here? So I think he appreciates that, even though it's not like I never go in there or never, because we have a ritual every morning. This is my favorite thing, a ritual every morning. And either he'll get up first or I'll get up first, and he's in his room and I'm in with my coffee and blah, blah, blah. And then when I see or notice that he's up, I'll, write him and say, good morning. And he'll say, good morning. How was your sleep? Okay. How was your sleep? Okay. So, and we do this thing. And then he will eventually come into my room and just checking in with me. It's sort of like this, amazing, friend and son. We love what we're learning what to do with each other. And I did improv last night at the Ground Lanes, and I came home and he came right out and he goes, so how'd it go? And I went, oh, it's all right. It's pretty fun. It's great. I mean, so you know what I mean? He lets me know, I know what you did and how did it go and blah, 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 blah. And that's usually what moms do to kids. So how was the dance? But he doesn't do that. He doesn't go out much.
He's like, I noticed you came home real late last night, Mom.
Yes. Yeah. And now that I'm getting older and I'm having some brain farts and some I don't remember things, this is my favorite thing he'll do. I'll go, so and he'll go, meaning, okay, Mom, keep going, keep trying things out. So hysterical.
He's like, you got this, Mom. You got it.
Yeah, exactly. He's there to help me. Yes, and not making a fool of me. I already make a fool of myself.
Oh, I love that. He's here to help me. Yeah, we talk a lot. I mean, obviously, this podcast is really about community amongst moms. The creative community. Yes, because we all work in the creative arts. However, early on, we were like, being a mother is the most creative role anyone will ever have. Right. Yep. So really, this is for all moms out there, right? Because we're all creative. Our kids do teach us things. It is challenging being a parent in the creative industry, which we will ask you questions about too. Obviously, your journey, I mean, it's what you've done is incredible, and especially being a single mom. Having a son on the autistic spectrum, there's challenges with that. But a lot of what you were saying with the cleaning of the room and the child being their own person is kind of every child out there too,
No, absolutely. It's just that, Max is quirky. He has his own thing, and not everybody, I've learned so much from him. I think one of the most interesting things that I said one time, Max, what is it that you would love to tell people about your autism that you don't think they know? And he immediately just said, that they think that we don't have any emotions, that we're not emotional, but that's not true. We just don't know what to do with them.
Oh.
And it was just so and I thought, there you go, boy, boom, boom. I've learned something. That's something that you don't think so, because they do. They kind of just, when he's very serious, or he'll talk about something. But oh my God, thank God I have a son who laughs and loves to laugh and be funny, and we laugh, at each other. But because if I'm crying, I had to put my dog and my cat down this year, and it was, it's terrible.
Sorry, that's hard.
And you look at Max, and he's like, "It's okay, Mom. It's the circle of life." And and he wasn't being nasty about it. It just, his life goes on. His life goes on, and he doesn't, sit in that. He's got things going on. He's got his life, and so I think it's great to ask your kids something really, really specific. I remember when he was younger, and and which every parent does this, and they come home from school. How was school? They're not going to say, they're going to go, fine. But if you say something like, what was your highlight and what was your low light? Then he might come in with, well, I hated I hate my school. Okay. And then what was the good part about it was I saw this girl I like, or whatever. So then you got something there. But so I tried to and learn myself gosh, how can I know more about him without being annoying? Because I am annoying. Every mom is annoying.
Moms are annoying. Mom, stop, you're being annoying.
Yeah, I mean, moms are annoying, and when fathers are around and they are the ones that are the caretaker, they're annoying 24/7. Mom is working, and the fathers. It's very interesting to hear about how fathers deal with it and having kids, and that's what they do. They take them to school. They do this. They're helping out with kickball or whatever. So it changes, but I'm one of those people that I want to be. What's going on? What where do you want to go? You want to go with me? Let's pick up the tree tomorrow, and you know what I mean. And then sometimes he's horrible to me, but I'll tell you what, he knows that. He may not know that in the moment, but later he will come to me and say, "I'm really sorry. That wasn't right." And it's kind of like, you think, okay, well, did you learn anything from that? He probably did in a way but he can't correct it during that moment, which I think most of us are like that. He's really not that different, but there are things that, but you are a little different. Mm-hmm. And he's very open about it. But the people that we went to on the cruise with, the mom who we just love to death. And if something goes wrong with me, they are going to kind of take Max, under their wing. And so it's kind of like he just does his thing and you need to leave him alone. And if we're at a party and we're all blah, 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 and he's sitting somewhere going, that's who he is. I just remember when he was little too, and I would take him to school and he'd put on, I don't know if it was a phone or he put on headphones, and I'd go, well, take that off. Take that off. You're going to school, blah, 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 blah. And I didn't realize school was so painful for him. He needed something to just concentrate on. And, and again, you're like, take that off, or why are you, I'm talking to you, and it's like, he can do both. He can do both, but it's just it's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Obviously your experience in relationship with Max you've been learning from him over the years and continue to learn from him and continue to work out this relationship. Were there any networks or resources or groups, or like, how did you manage all of this and handle all of this without stress? I mean, did you have a community who could help you understand more, or was this really something that you just went with your heart?
Well, I have a lot of anxiety. And apparently I think I've always had it, but it's a lot. So in finding out that he was going to have some difficulties, blah, 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 I just remember my ex and I, well, he didn't cry, but I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then we read about it. He had something called nonverbal learning disorder. That's what was given to him, nonverbal learning disorder. And so we did a lot of stuff before he went to school. We had him in a place where, because it was like, I'll pay for it outside of school. He was going to go into kindergarten, and there were things about his body he needed to do, his just balancing and stuff. So we immediately, it was like, we didn't sit around waiting for somebody to contact us. We were like, okay, this is what we have to do. And then like when he started kindergarten, he was always the kid, they'd have like recess for a little bit. And something would always happen during that time, because I remember picking him up from school after school was over, and his name would be on the board that he did something bad. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Nobody's telling me anything. It's like, okay, what's going on? And then what we ended up doing is we ended up getting a hold of a therapist that deals with this. And she went out and she watched him on the playground. And she came back to us and she said, okay, so of course Max is trying to bite people. Of course he's doing things that are not, okay. But the kids in the playground are teasing him horribly, and he doesn't know what to do. So he will, he will act out. And I thought, oh my God, why didn't the teacher figure something out? So, a lot of it is they just don't have, they don't know what to do. They don't care. It was driving me crazy. So we got psychologists. He got help at school, and we never sat back and went, oh, well, you do what you have to do. You have to, this is my child. Now he's adopted too. So it's even more of importance to me that I was given this incredible human being. And so there's just so much about him that I wish he could be like, do a TED Talk or something. I think he would be like amazing. But that's me. That's me going, oh, you'd be great at this. Yeah. And so I have to just be there and give him the best that I can. And in turn, he has just been so helpful to me.
In all the ways, right?
Absolutely.
Teaching you.
He's also like my support group. He'll say, if I say, oh God, I'm really nervous. I have to go do this show. And he goes, Mom, do you know why you're going to do great? Because you were Mindy fucking Sterling. It's just like, you're right. He goes, yeah. So yeah, you're going to do it. You're going to be okay.
Oh,
I know.
My gosh. Mindy, I'd like to ask something about your experience with the school systems, because I know, and you touched on it when you had said, why didn't the teacher do anything? Like, I think really, if any one of us were a teacher in a school and we saw some behavior that was different or made you kind of go, you would bring it to the school psychologist, you would bring it to the counselor. And I know that, we've gone through our trek of neurodiversity as well. And I, I'm constantly finding myself frustrated with our school systems. We're in public school. As much as they try, the resources are low, they're low on staff, like everybody's overworked. And we understand that. At the same time, we need to move quicker on the signal. Like, if you're a person and you get right, did you feel that during Max's time at school, did you ever come across, immediate support or someone that you felt like was a little more in alignment with what you needed in terms of like his teachers or, someone outside of like the psychotherapist? And they were really, really good to me. And when Max was put into special ed and he was given it was like half hour, 20 minutes, he would go in and work with a occupational therapist, but then he also had, you'd be taken away and you'd be working on organization, you'd be working on whatever. This was a regular school. So this was, but it was Santa Monica. I don't know. I hear that it was a little different than LA. They were incredible with him. And I was, hi Max, I was on top of it. If I would help them out, the people that would work, because this is not easy. These teachers that are there, they can't be in that type of job for very long because it'll mess them up. And so I became, what can I do to help? And Max had such a loving personality that everybody were in love with Max. So I would ask things like, what can I do at home? What can I blah, blah, blah. And then I'd go, let me ask you something. What is the hardest part of your job? And they'd go, the parents. And they said, Mindy, if there's some wonderful parents that they want to help, they will do anything. They will take the responsibility that their son or their daughter
is got this thing going on. And then they've got parents that are like, no, you know what? You need to do this. You need to fix this. You need to da-da-da-da. And it would be like, oh my God. Oh my God. So I just fell in love with them. And I always would bring something. Or I think he was in second grade, maybe. I knew the teacher, and I would come in and I would read books to the kids. I wasn't working a lot. So to be the one thing I wanted to do is just be a part of the school program with my son. And, not everybody has that opportunity, but I didn't sit around and wait. Very, didn't trust anybody. We'd be in the hallway and they'd go, "Hi, Max." I'd go, "Hi." They go, "Oh, Max." No, it's because you're here. And, but it would break my heart when I heard something or when I saw something. And teachers in a normal school program, they're not given that information. You know what I mean? And sometimes too, you guys, isn't it just within you? You just see things, you understand. So a teacher would come up to me, "Yeah, he's doing this, he's doing that." They've got all these other children to work with. And most of them were not, given a trait, or it was given, this is what they have. They have this, they have that. Everybody's supposed to be like everybody else. You're supposed to be normal, but we're not.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if you fit on the bell curve, you're good, right? Yeah. If you're on the bell curve, you're great. But if you're on either end.
And when people are talking to him, he won't look at you. But that doesn't mean that he doesn't hear you. The eye contact thing. He would be sitting like this and listening. And people would, Max. And it would be like, okay, so if this happens all the time, maybe ask me, maybe ask the psychologist. You know what I mean? They're not given, they're not paid enough for any of this. That's what's so sad.
Yeah. Yeah. We could talk about where the resources here that could really, like America has them. We need to get them in the right place, right? And they're not paid enough, and they don't have the bandwidth, right? Like it's like you can see it. They're just like,
you feel horrible for these teachers and what they're doing. And so there's always like one or two that you go, thank you so much.
Creative Mamas Unplugged is produced by Breatheasy Productions with music by Jeremy Jurin. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give my mama 5 stars and keep coming back. Thanks to us kids, there are plenty of stories to tell. And you are not alone. Bye for now.